All right, Beakers, you remember this?
Some people say I should drop out of this race. Really?
Yep, really.
And it's clear to me tonight that there isn't a path for me to win the nomination, which is why I'm suspending my campaign tonight for President of the United States.
Oh my God, thank God. The truth. I couldn't take it anymore. Now, a lot of stuff went down this week. We had a town hall with Trump. We had a debate between Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis on CNN that none of you probably watched because who's watching CNN? So we're going to break down all that. But at the end of this video, midway through this video and at the end of this video, I'm going to show you some major GOP drama that unfolded. And then I've got a vice presidential prediction, not from me, but from the greats, that I'm going to show you at the end of this video. So make sure you stay tuned for that. All right, let's get into it. Here's a little bit of the debate.
We don't need another mealy-mouthed politician who just tells you what she thinks you want to hear just to try to get your vote, then to get in office and to do her donors' bidding.
Now, is it just me, or does Ron DeSantis sound like he's crying? It's okay, Ron. You can do it. Pull through. All right. Okay, so here's Vivek's take on the whole thing. Let's check it out.
The system wants to narrow this down to a two-horse race between Donald Trump and a puppet who they can control. And it has become increasingly clear that puppet is not a Democrat. It's not even Gavin Newsom. It's Nikki Haley. It's in our own party.
So, yeah, basically referring to the fact that Nikki Haley is the establishment candidate, you know, partnering up with all the major corporations, super rehearsed. Okay, now if you've heard Nikki Haley once, you've heard her 1,000 times. It's almost like she says the same thing over and over at every single debate. Here we go.
So it will cover the fact that he's only mad about the donors because the donors used to be with him, but they're no longer with him now.
So we've heard that line 1,000 times, just like the heel line. It's like, again, she's super rehearsed, okay? There's really not much authenticity there. Let's get into, well, you know, Nikki Haley also likes to talk about Ukraine, Iran, the Houthi booties, and all this stuff. That's kind of all she talks about. She's definitely from the industrial complex. Let's check it out.
This is about preventing war. This is about keeping our military men and women from having to fight a war. And you only do that when you focus on national security, not telling lies to the American people that they have to choose. That is wrong. That's never been the case.
So this is the UN way
So here's Ron hitting her back.
of thinking that we're somehow globalists and we have unlimited resources to do. You know, I think here's the problem. You can take the ambassador out of the United Nations, but you can't take the United Nations out of the ambassador.
All right, Ron, I'm going to give you props for that one. All right, good job. Couldn't have said it better myself. Here's Nikki's final dig, and this is all we're going to talk about because this debate was kind of a snoozer, and then we're going to get into Trump.
You're
Our
so
own people
desperate.
first. We
You're
have to
just
put
so desperate.
Governor Haley, let him
and
speak.
she also
All right, so there it is. There's the CNN debate. That's all you really needed to see was those few minutes. The rest is nonsense. They just really run at each other's throats. Now, Trump had a town hall. Biden likes to call Trump a dictator and say it's going to be a term of, I forgot the term that they use, but basically they say that it's going to be redemption. It's going to be redemption. Trump's going to have a redemption term and he's going to be a dictator. So Trump kind of sets the record straight at his town hall. Let's check it out. And then we're going to get into the major drama, so make sure you hang on for that.
There are questions about how much a second term of a Donald Trump presidency, second term, would be about retribution and looking backwards and grievances, and how much would be looking forward.
I'm not going to have time for retribution. We're going to make this country so successful again. I'm not going to have time for retribution.
All right, so I thought that was a really good line. It's about time he said that because people have been hitting him nonstop with this retribution thing. He's not going to have time for it, and I believe that. Here's him on the dictator thing.
Trump is a dictator. He wants to be a dictator. I am not going to be a dictator.
All right, so again, I thought that was really good that he cleared that up. Let's see if the Biden team keeps hitting him on those 2 points. Now we're going to get into the major drama, which you can't wait to see. Now, if you haven't done so already, now's a great time to subscribe. Make sure you do that. Let's move on. All right, Trump, open up the drama for us. What's this all about?
And he got a hot mic I heard about. I thought actually the bigger story wasn't the fact that he dropped out. Nobody cared too much about that, but he had a hot mic.
Okay, so the drama's not just the hot mic. There's a little bit more to it than that. But let's hear the hot mic real quick.
She's going to get smoked, and you and I both know it. She's not up to this.
So right after Christie dropped out, he got caught on a hot mic saying that Haley was going to get smoked. Now, this is kind of a blow to Haley because the consensus has been that if Christie drops out, all of his voters are going to go to Haley, and she's going to consolidate and take out Ron DeSantis. But it really didn't help her much that he got caught on a hot mic saying that she's going to get smoked. But there's a little bit more to it than that, and Vivek even heard about it. Let's hear what Vivek heard about.
Including Chris Christie apparently got a phone call from Ron DeSantis. Panicked was the word that Chris Christie used.
Okay, so what? Ron DeSantis calls Chris Christie? What's that all about? In a panic?
DeSantis called me, petrified that I would.
Did you?
Petrified. So DeSantis calls Chris Christie when he hears he's going to drop out of the race, and he's freaking out. And I'm going to explain to you why in a minute, but let's hear Ron DeSantis' excuse first.
Did you call him, and were you petrified about something?
I mean, look, I've been to Fallujah and Ramadi. I mean, this is nothing. I did call him just because I felt he was being treated poorly with all these people saying, like, you know, you should go. I said, you have every right to do this.
Oh, he did it for him. He didn't call because he cared about Chris Christie. That's a bunch of bull. He called because he's freaking out, because Ron DeSantis has spent $100 million on his campaign so far. $100 million, and Haley's catching up to him. If he doesn't win these Iowa caucuses tomorrow, there's rumors out there that he might drop out. Now, again, like I told you, if Christie drops out and all those voters go to Haley, DeSantis is screwed. So that's why he called him like a pussy, not because he was concerned about Christie. All right, let's get into this vice president thing. Vivek's got a prediction first, and then we got another one after this.
Next up, I'm going to make a prediction. You're actually going to see Ron DeSantis join Nikki Haley's ticket. He's going to be her VP. The whole game, it's hiding in plain sight. This is the way the plot's going. Ron may not know this. Ron DeSantis may not know this, but that's what his donors are going to make him do.
Who would be in?
All right, so that's actually a probable prediction. If Haley smokes DeSantis and she teams up with DeSantis, that'll stack the deck against Trump. Trump will probably still be ahead, but it would certainly, the consensus is, the idea is that all the DeSantis voters and all the Haley voters together might be competition for Trump. Now, I don't know if that's actually going to happen, because in that CNN debate, I mean, they were killing each other. They really were. So who knows? But that's Vivek's prediction. Now let's get into Trump's vice president pick.
Who would be in the running for vice president?
Well, I can't tell you that, really. I mean, I know who it's going to be.
Give us a hint.
We'll do another show sometime.
Yeah, so we'll do another show on that. But so he's not going to tell you who it is, but I'm going to tell you who I think it is, okay? I have two picks that I think Trump has picked as his vice president. I either think it's Vivek Ramaswamy or could also possibly be Tim Scott. Okay, hang on a second. My camera just tweaked out here. Could also possibly be Tim Scott. Now, of course, Vivek Ramaswamy would be a little bit more controversial. But that's who I think it is. All right, so that's the live stream for tonight. The camera's kind of playing games with us here. We've got an awesome video up here about the DNC and what they did to the primaries. Make sure you check that out. Peace, everybody.